spinning is here. Still spinning. Still spinning. Still spinning. Still spinning.
Well, hello world. Happy Monday. It is I, and it is Dan. This is Nicole. That's Dan.
It is we.
The Still Spinning Podcast. Thank you so much for spending your Monday evening with us for just a little bit. We got some feedback last week from someone saying, man, I wish your podcast was longer.
Who said that?
Somebody that was watching the Nicole and Paul show. It's like, it needs to be longer. It's too short. And I'm like, nope. That's the whole point. The whole point is we leave you wanting more. Right? It's just like you get in the car, you go somewhere, you can listen to the whole thing because there is nothing I hate more than seeing a podcast that's like an hour.
Yeah,
I don't have an hour.
And nobody that I know could keep me interested for an hour.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't have that. I mean, I think a half hour like we normally do is pushing it as it is.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm good.
My whole goal with both the podcast and comedy, I have my own little mantra. I say, let's leave them wanting something. Let's leave them wanting some. Right. Not more. Let's leave them wanting some.
Whether it's therapy or any of those things. Yes, I completely understand. That's fantastic. But if you would like to learn more, that's something more you want is maybe a t-shirt, or maybe you want to find out how you can get to be a spinner and get bonus content.
Did you try to at least sell our did you try to tell them to sign up for the bonus content? Because that was a missed opportunity right there. Because that's the perfect. I've never heard anybody say they want to hear more of us. And so when somebody does, the best thing to do is say, well, sign up to be a spinner.
Matter of fact, you could get more bonus content, and you can as well. Those of you listening. To find out more and to find out how, go to stillspinningpodcast.com.
It's a marketing missed opportunity right there.
Yep. I went to, Paul and I don't go to a lot of street festivals because Paul hates street festivals because people. But yesterday we went to one that's very close to our house. We could actually walk there, and it's called Retro on Roscoe, and it is Gen X heaven.
Okay.
And the AARP tent had a tent, and Paul won some sweet swag, so we got a really cool clear backpack. So I walk around with my AARP backpack, and I'm interested at this point in a discount. Let's do it, because you know what? We're out of a certain age, Dan.
The lovely Miss Jenny just celebrated her 54th birthday yesterday.
I did send her a text, and I said, I am at the Goodwill in your honor, and that was true.
She probably was too when you sent that. But the funny thing about that is we're inching closer. So far, I think I would like to live in a senior community.
Oh, there have been a lot of television shows that make me feel the same way.
Yeah, 55 plus. I'm like a year away. Plus, I'm like the young hot stud walking through the place because I'm because I'll be like 52 if we move in there next year.
Speaking of being 52 next year, Dan,
you
know what happens when you turn 50? You're supposed to get your first colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
So I don't have to, because I did the poop in the box thing.
Oh, okay.
And so I bought a couple of years with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've heard if you poop in the box and they find something that your insurance agencies probably won't cover it because then it's considered pre-existing. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I've heard. But I had my first one a few years ago, and my very lovely husband, Paul, on Monday got his very first colonoscopy last Monday. Was it Monday? Wednesday. I don't know what time is anymore.
Side note to this. When I went to a doctor, they told me that there's something out there, like, you're that age, whatever. And they said, we're going to do a digital exam.
Oh, sure. Did you not know what that meant?
I thought it meant they were going to use computers and cameras and right. I know. Now I know, and the best part is Jenny, who's a nurse, she knew damn well the whole time, but she didn't say anything.
Of course. Well,
Oh yeah.
You just assume everyone knows. By the way, a digital means they're sticking their finger up your ass.
That's a finger. And so that's your digit right there.
That is a digit.
And so
it's not wrong.
They said digital, and I'm like, woo, okay, digital exam, great, that's lovely. Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, does it really matter?
I thought it was digital, meaning like, oh, we don't have to actually do anything. I thought it meant, look,
intrusive.
We can. Right. I thought, look, it's digital. We could just do this from the outside. We could just. Right.
Whoa, hello.
Yeah. Using the whole fist there, Doc. Woo.
Yeah. Yes. So my husband had his very first colonoscopy on Wednesday. And by the way, I did get permission to share the following story. So, the day before your colonoscopy is just a lot of fun because it is your prep. So we had to start doing prep at 4 p.m. for an hour and a half. You have to drink this. I don't even know how to describe the stuff you have to drink.
Everybody. I mean, I think
it's not good.
It's terrible.
It's not good. And then stuff starts coming out. And then he had to get up at 2 a.m. to finish the last hour and a half of his prep.
Yep.
So he's all well and clean. We get there. We get into the doctor's office, and they ask, do you want to have your wife come back with you? Do you want her in the recovery room? And he said, yes. Great. Wonderful. So I go back, help him get, dressed and hang out until they take him away. He said they'd have you roll on your side, and before his head hit the pillow rolling on his side, he was out. Like, because they give you whatever they give you to make you go to sleep. And I think he's a super responder to that stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
So the procedure happens. They call me back. And so I come back. And as she's walking me back, she says, now, he was awake when I left, but he's probably asleep again. We're going to give him a snack in a half an hour. And then in an hour, you can go home. You can take him home. I'm like, great. She's like, the doctor will come in and let you know the findings, a little bit later. I'm like, awesome. So I walk in and, Paul's kind of sleeping. Kind of wakes up and he looks at me. He's like, oh, my beautiful wife. I was like, hey, how are you feeling? He's like, I'm pretty sure they cut my balls. I start laughing. I'm like, okay, well, maybe. Because we had been discussing this beforehand of like, how do you got to move some stuff around, I'm assuming, depending on how.
Yeah, but they didn't cut it.
What? Cup it.
Oh, I thought you said cut it.
No. Cup.
Well, I'm pretty sure they did cup it. Like they have to cup
right?
it. Yeah.
I mean,
cup. Yeah.
Because we had been talking about it. It was just so funny because he just woke up long enough to tell me that.
Yeah.
And then he fell back asleep. And then he kept setting off the whatever your finger is. That your blood oxygen? Is that what's the little finger clippy thing is?
Yep. The pulse ox.
The pulse ox. He kept setting that off. So then the nurse kept having to come in and she raised his head up a little bit, and then she'd take a deep breath, Paul, take a deep breath. So then I started doing that because he just kept setting it off. Little while later, so he falls back asleep, and then he wakes back up again, and I had to take I was live tweeting, or not live tweeting. I was sending friends of my friend text messages, my friend Tiffany, while this was happening. I said, oh, he just woke up and said, oh, they're all so nice here. They were rubbing my penis and balls, which I thought was a really nice touch. I am just dying laughing. I am laughing. I'm trying not to, be disrespectful about it, but I am really just enjoying Paul's obsession with his balls and his dick while he's coming out of anesthesia. So he just kept coming up and telling me stuff like this, and I was like, okay, yeah, great. And then they came in and gave him a snack, and then he does not remember any of it. He remembered when I brought up the snack the next day. He said, oh, I kind of remember that. I said, here were your choices. And he's like, oh, I had ginger ale. I was like, yes, you did. He's like, oh, I had graham crackers. Yes, you did. But he did not remember his really just intentness on letting me know what happened with his nethers. But he was very happy about it. He was like, they were so nice. Like, I just thought that was such a nice touch. And it was just like, I could ask you anything right now, but I didn't.
Were you making notes like when all this is happening?
Well, because I was texting.
Oh.
I was texting with Tiffany because she's a nurse.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So you have basically a written record of all
correct.
Of this. Yeah.
Because I wanted to get that particular quote just right. The cupping his balls, I remembered because that was just. I think they cut my balls.
Have I?
And then just out again.
I two things. Number one, I would be that. I don't want to go under because the last time I went on, the closest I've ever come to going under is when I had LASIK surgery, and I had to take Valium. That's it. I took like a Valium.
Nice.
I was after the surgery. It was a radio thing, so people got to come to the room, or they didn't come in, but they got to sit out in the lobby and watch my eye surgery happen. And
that's freaking. First off, can we just talk about how weird that is?
Yeah, I know. You don't even like. You just I'm sitting in the room. It actually never crossed my mind that there were people out there watching it happen.
Right. So, like, I would never watch that.
While they were doing the surgery, there were other doctors out in the lobby explaining to people what they were doing and all this kind of stuff. I barely. The only really thing I remember of the surgery. I mean, I actually remember a lot of the surgery. I remember them coming at my eyeball with like a force. Like they cut my eyeball. They cut it with a laser. And then I remember the thing coming and boop, it was like somebody just put like mud on the windshield and now they got this flap back.
Oh my God.
They burned the inside. And then I'm not kidding, Nicole, when they put that flap back down, bam, I was seeing better than I ever, like, it was like literally like somebody just came through and just wiped the whole thing. And
I was like, whoa. Freaked out I guess that's why they give you the Valium, right? So that you don't freak out and move.
But afterwards, I was, they're like, do you want to go talk because people have questions. Do you want to talk? And they're like, you don't have to. They were they're like, you really don't have to go out there if you don't want to. And I'm like, nah, I'll go. It's no problem. And I am out there and I'm telling them, I remember telling them about how Jenny has gas because we ate at KFC before we came over. I'm not even kidding about this. And the worst part is and the question was nothing about that, obviously, but
of course it wasn't, because why would that be the question?
Why would that be a question? Right. Fair. So, but I mean, I'm in my brain, I'm just like, Dan, shut up. Stop telling the people about you. But my mouth couldn't stop moving. Like I was like, I'm saying no, stop. I'm like on a 25-second delay from me telling me to do something to my mouth. Instead of it going from here to here, it goes way around.
By the time we land, we've already told the story. I take it Jenny was not there.
She was there. She was sitting right. She was sitting right next to me. Yes, she was very much there. I am I don't like snakes, right? There's a few things that I'm scared of. Snakes is pretty much the closest to the top of the list. Okay, but the very top of the list is I will never, ever, I never want to have any surgery.
Why?
Where she can come into the recovery room until I am able to like utter a full sentence, and I mean like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I mean, I got to say something that I can only say when my mind is working correctly, because I am scared to death what I'm actually going to say.
Yeah, what are you?
I don't know.
What secrets do you think you're going to reveal?
I don't. That's the problem. I don't have any, but because I'm telling myself, don't say this or don't do so. I'm just scared to death that I'm going to say something so stupid and offensive. I know the thoughts that I know the thoughts that go through my head all the time that I have to like tamp down because, I like to correct people. I like to
kidding.
Yeah. So I'm just worried that I'm going to do or say something. And so there's going to be some rule that she cannot be in the recovery room until I can do like a math problem. If you don't tell her, I wouldn't mind having somebody in there. But
actually, I think it's got to be Paul.
Yes, Paul. Yes, I would like to have Paul in my recovery. Yes, Paul, please be. Yes, thank you.
I'm sure he will, because he'll be laughing his ass off.
And that's totally fine. I don't care. But
he's also real good with nurses, which shouldn't surprise you.
Right? Yeah. So, but anyway,
I'm fascinated by this.
Scared to death that I'm going to say something. So, because I've told myself over the years, don't say anything. Like, just.
Yeah, but there's
I've scared myself into a corner. Yeah, but like when you're trying to be funny and you say something that's kind of inappropriate, but it's inappropriate enough for people in the room, right? Like I know where that level of inappropriate can go, and you just go just a little higher than that.
Sure.
I don't know that I'd be able to judge that little thing,
but it's specifically to your wife, which I think is interesting.
Well, it's not. I mean, maybe like I don't know. Like I would just rather not have her hear whatever it is I say. It might be specifically to her. It might not. It might have It might have nothing to do. I might say something to the nurse if she's like hot or not hot, or I don't know. My problem is I don't know what I would say.
Yeah.
And I don't want her to
Well, now
hear
I want you to have some sort of you buy yourself a few years with the poop in the box, but I think it's time. I think it's time to go under. I mean, Paul was like, "Did you record me?" And I was like, "No, I didn't record you," because that to me would be like crossing the line. He's like, "You should have."
I just came up with a little business idea right there. It's like Uber, but it's like your recovery room buddy, recover buddy.
You do have to have someone pick you up, and it cannot be an Uber.
Bud Covery.
Oh,
yeah.
People might think you're going to bring them pot though.
Yeah, I will work on the name, but it's a whole thing where you just like, no, I got surgery today at 9:00. I need somebody in the room with you. Boom, sure, I'm here for you. Yeah. And then I won't say anything to anybody. You could say whatever you want while you're under. All good. It's all confidential.
Yeah, you could. They got to sign a waiver before they go.
Yeah, recover buddy. That's just part of the terms of service. Will you agree? Recover buddy.
Yeah. Paul says he'll be there for you, Dan.
Thank you, Paul.
Yep.
I know you would.
Yes. So. Good times.
All right. So, did you see the story that is making the rounds this week? Is the story of this terrible, and I mean terrible, Karen woman at this baseball game?
Oh, the Phillies game.
The Phillies game. I mean, Phillies remember Phil. Now, again, the funny thing is too, they're all wearing Phillies jerseys, and
but they were in Florida, right?
Right. They weren't. Yeah. So that's exactly right. So they were Phillies fans, and remember these. Am I not incorrect here? Somebody correct me on this, but didn't like the Philly fans at the NFL game like pelt Santa with snowballs? Like these are a whole different class of assholes in Philadelphia, the sports fans. It's pretty close to like the Wrigley Field bleacher people, but it's like everybody in the stadium.
Right. It's a lot more of them.
Yeah. It would be like the Wrigley Field people are annoying, and they are they're just like you but they're not violent. So imagine them, right? Usually, imagine them being violent. That's what like Philly fans are like, and all Philadelphia sports fans are like that. And as I just paint with the broadest possible brush.
Yeah, you did.
Anyway, so Harrison Bader hits a home run against the Florida Marlins. Ball goes into the stands, and there's a lady there. Okay. She did not have the ball. She may have originally caught the ball or stopped the ball or whatever, but the ball was rolling, and the guy and there's a very, very long-standing policy in fandom that you got to recover the ball. Now, if she's holding the ball and she has it, and then somebody comes in and takes it, that's a whole different story.
Right.
That's stealing. You can't do that. But as long as that ball's up for grabs, as long as that ball's rolling around.
Which it was several camera angles.
Yes, which it was. Anybody can get that ball, and it doesn't matter where you're sitting in the stadium. It doesn't matter. You have no specific right. Like, just because it landed near you means absolutely nothing.
Right. So
this guy gets the ball, and the other rule when you get a ball is you're really supposed to give it to a kid, and he did. It was his own kid, but like that's the the order is you catch the ball, the foul ball, you stick your hand up in the air, you scream like you just won the World Series trophy because you caught a foul ball, which is awesome, and then you find the nearest kid to give the ball to. End of story. That's how it works when you catch a foul ball at a Major League Baseball game if you're an adult. And then, there's like another, like, okay, if the kid's wearing the jersey, then you give him one. If he's got the glove, glove trumps jersey. There's like a whole order. You got to go in, but that's not.
It's almost like you were a bat boy.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you about that sometime.
Oh, okay.
I never talk about it, but I was a bat boy.
For me, maybe I'll give you some value, and then you'll tell me all about it.
Tell you all about. Nah, I was not going there. So anyway, so this guy gets the foul ball, rolling around, grabs it, takes it over to his kid, and you could not, like, if you have not seen this, and I said, imagine a Karen in a Phillies jersey. This is to a T. Like, this is exactly what you would assume that Karen in a Phillies jersey would look like. Whatever you're thinking is correct.
Yes, and I can hear. I haven't heard her voice, but I can hear her voice. You know what I'm saying?
So the guy was interviewed on TV, and he was there with his kid, and he said his name is Drew Feltwell. So the viral moment showed a run toward a home run hit by Philadelphia Phillies outfielder Harrison Bader. He beat out about 4 people for the souvenir, then gave it to his son. Before the moment could sink in, an irate female Phillies fan marched over to Feltwell and his family. And remember, she's yelling at the kid too, because now the kid has the ball.
Oh yeah.
I can't even repeat that on the air, what she said. She was very vulgar, screaming right into my ear that, you know, a lot of bad words, and that's my ball. That was her section, trying to tell me she had the right to that ball. The screaming and yelling kind of got to us, and I just wanted her to go away. So that's how she got the ball. And he did. He just ended up going,
just go away, leave me alone.
He gave her the ball, and she walked away. Now, she was eventually booed out of the stadium because everybody did not let her. I mean, she was... The whole section, like, I don't know if you saw it, but she's sitting there flipping off everybody because for like the next 15 minutes, it didn't stop. And it shouldn't stop. And I'm all for this one.
That is some public shaming that I am on board with.
Yeah. And so the guy kind of wants the ball still. He said, but he said, no, the world could use a little de-escalation right now.
Yeah.
Everything is so tense. I didn't want to do anything like that in front of my son on camera. It was tough giving the ball back, but it ended that situation.
Well, plus they got a lot of really sweet stuff.
So and he also did go on to mention that, so he got actually an autographed bat from Harrison Bader.
Yep.
He got some tickets to some upcoming games.
I think they got World Series tickets, didn't
Marcus Lamone, what is his name? The guy from he owns Camper World, but he's on one of those shows. One of the, I don't know, not the Shark Show, but he's a guy on TV all the time.
Okay.
Investment guy. He said, hey, I'm giving you guys World Series tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, and you just got a free RV for the family. Like, they gave him an RV. So nice. It ended up working out. Yeah, right. Why you gotta? Okay, Karen.
Because that is not Karen. That is realistic. My mom won a car once, and she got to pay the tax.
I don't think you should have to pay the taxes on that stuff.
Well, you do.
I know. Of course you do. You got to every time you win something, you got to pay the tax.
Death and taxes, baby.
But how is that even? How do we ever just accept that?
Do we have a choice?
Somebody gives you a gift and now you have to pay a tax on it. How did we ever,
like inheritance tax?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, that money isn't yours. That money was, I don't want to go down this road, but that money's been taxed like 4 times by the time, like, when whoever, so you're working for a company, whoever bought stuff from that company paid tax on it. The company paid tax on the profit. When you got paid, you paid all kinds of taxes on that. You put that in your investments, you got taxed for that.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden when you die, so they get to tax it again just because you give it to somebody?
I don't disagree.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm sorry I brought it up. Clearly a hot button issue.
Just like, how do we just, I just don't know how we all said, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you should be able to.
Yep.
I just watched an episode of the Andy Griffith show where Aunt B was on the a game show out in California. She won all that stuff, but then had to pay the taxes on it. And she's like, she couldn't afford it. It was like $1,000 in taxes.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's not a small amount.
I felt so bad for Aunt B.
Yeah.
But anyway, and in that case, the IRS came right to Mayberry to get that money from her. So,
I bet they did.
He says he would love to get the ball back, but I don't want anything bad to happen to her. The guy couldn't be any more nice about it. He's like, you know what? She's what she is. But yeah. And so
I also heard she got fired, but I don't know if that's true or if that's just.
So this is the other thing.
You just never know.
Every time one of these things happens in the news now, there's like 50 statements that come out. Like, who was the guy? We just see? Oh, the guy who stole the hat from the kid.
Hat? Yeah, I was going to bring this up.
Yeah, there were like 50 statements from this guy. He didn't. None of them were actual statements from the guy, but because they show up on this is the problem with social media, right? The big problem. Like, you don't even know. Like, I saw somebody post something the other day saying Benedict Cumberbatch and what's his name are back in the new Sherlock Holmes movie, and I was like, oh, sweet.
Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
Freeman.
And I'm like, in the new Sherlock Holmes, and it was one of the and I recognize the title as being one of the stories from Sherlock Holmes. I'm like, oh, sweet. Complete bullshit. Like, it's like, no.
Why
not
get
even
our hopes up?
Not even like, no, it's not even been approached or brought up to them. It's not going to happen. But still, I look at that thing like, why would you put that out there?
Yep. I get it. Yeah, that one was quite the one too, where the guy literally snatched the hat out of the kid's hand.
Yeah.
Now
It's almost kind of what happened here. I mean, there was an intermediary, but you really she goes over and you imagine that for a baseball? Can you imagine yelling over a stupid baseball?
Now, could I imagine sitting in my seat bitching about it? Sure. But I'm not going to
But even that, you don't have a right to the ball until it's in your hand. You don't have a right to that ball. People could come from behind the dugout and get that ball. It's an open ball until it's in your hand. You have you're like, well, you weren't in. She's mad because it was her section. It came right to her. What doesn't matter? That's not how baseball works.
People got legs, We went to, we were at this Retro on Roscoe, and one of the bands was throwing out shirts.
Yeah.
And let me assure you, if someone is throwing something out and my husband is in the vicinity,
is he going to get it?
He will knock your ass over.
Will he knock over the bride to get the garter?
I mean, he might. Yeah. He might.
Or the grooms.
Needless to say, I now have a shirt from the Square Guys, which I think was the name of the band.
Okay, well, nice.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And when we were in Vegas once, there was a mentalist doing a show. And to get the volunteers, he was throwing this. What's the frisbee? But that's not full. It's just like the outer rim of the frisbee.
Just the disc, like the little disky thing.
Like a disc thing. He was throwing that, and Paul reached over what could only be like 7 people to get it, like right in front of somebody else's face. So yeah. So I'm very familiar with the idea of.
You think those would hurt if you got hit in the face with those?
I think it depends on how far and how fast. This one, no.
I was trying to think about that for one of my game show in-person game things, like throwing it over the crowd, but then I'm like, because you got to be so worried now about anything to do in the crowd or with the crowd. So
if somebody like dives for it and they get hurt, because
they're not supposed to catch it. It's like the people on stage trying to throw it like over like a ring or trying to throw it in a bucket or something in the back of the theater.
I wouldn't risk it. It hits somebody in the eye. They're blind.
Spills their drink.
Like there are too many things. Breaking glasses. There's too many things that could.
God, this world sucks.
Oh, Dan, you're not wrong. But guess what?
What?
Robots are now giving massages. That's right. You want to talk about the world turning? I found this article in The Guardian. There is a company called Escape, AESCAP, describes itself as a pioneering lifestyle robotics company that is revolutionizing the wellness industry by introducing exceptional massage experiences. Put simply, they make robot masseuses, cushion tables with 2 large white robotic arms that rub your body based on your preferences and pre-select programs. So it's not even just like a freestanding robot and a bed. It's part of the bed. And it gives you a robot massage. I love massages. I'm never happier than when the profane flesh sack I call my body is being kneaded like Wagyu beef. So I went for the $30 power-up, which cost $60 and promised to leave me feeling invigorated and alert. And then there's talking about like the Mayo Clinic's massage therapy, like the benefits that it can have for different things. But now there's a literally robot table, and it's horrifying looking, Dan.
Yeah. It
is horrifying. Like, let's just say the picture that they show of the woman lying face down on the bed with like the arms, it harkens back to your digital conversation that we all kicked off today with. There is absolutely not a chance in hell I'm getting on that crazy robot table.
I got so many ways to take this.
You should see it.
Well, I'm like, I mean, real world and tech really does follow porn, because I've seen the machines they've been using there for so like that's been out for about 5 years now. I've seen the commercials for those things. And so,
but it doesn't have like hands. It's got like hooves.
Yeah, it's got
like a hoof.
Right, exactly. And you don't think there's attachments
all
for
right,
that
calm
thing?
down.
Yes.
We don't need to get super graphic. I don't think our
I'm not trying to get super graphic. I'm just saying, you know, if those become available at home, that would possibly want to be the most popular selling. People are like, all these dudes are buying massage tables. What's going on with this? All these, I
don't know. It looks horrifying to me. And by the way, the company says this is not about replacing therapists.
No.
It's about enhancing their work and addressing the industry's labor shortage.
Yeah, every single labor shortage. Yeah, I know it's very tough to get in and get a massage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't remember the last time I had to wait more than 10 minutes.
Like literally, you can walk in the mall and there's like.
I went to the state fair.
Yeah,
got a massage. Just sat right down.
Yeah, it's fine.
So just something else to add to either your dreams or your nightmares, depending on who you are. Apparently, Dan's seen these in action.
I gotta see the attachments. Is all I'm trying to say. I gotta see what comes with this machine. So
yeah, I see. My aunt brings up a valid point. I would get stuck. I'm sure. I would have the exact same problem. Like, those arms are gonna malfunction, and now I'm trapped on this damn table. Absolutely not.
I would certainly have that problem.
Dan.
What? I mean, like on the table.
You
like,
would wake up from your massage and be like, "Oh, it cupped my balls." I'd be like, "Oh God."
This is what I don't want my wife to hear. I don't want to. I don't want to hear her. I don't want to tell her about my robot massage dream.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh God, it's just horrifying. No, thank you. Hard pass.
All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining us here on the Still Spinning podcast. For the one person we've ever heard before that says our podcast is not long enough, don't forget, you can make it a little bit longer. You can, which I think that table can also help with.
I was going to say,
yeah,
it all comes back to the digital.
You can go to our website at stillspinningpodcast.com, sign up to be a spinner. And if you do that, you can get more bonus content. Like every Friday, spinners get more bonus content. It's this great content that you're hearing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So leave it alone.
Well, we removed the filter a little bit for the bonus.
Yeah.
If you want even more digital enhancements, that could happen.
Thank you, Nicole. That's perfect. All right. Appreciate you guys joining us. We will catch you next time. Again, stillspinningpodcast.com. You can sign up on Patreon. You can sign up if you listen to Spotify. You can sign up right through Spotify and get all that bonus content. Again, that comes your way every Friday. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll catch you next time here on the Still Spinning Podcast. Bye-bye.
Still spinning.